Okay, Fambulem, I'll bring on a warm greetings from the TNN podcast. Today, now Thursday, the 12th of March, 2026, and the time on my side is 8:10. One of the few moments where we get the time almost spot on. And because we attach very significant to the guest, great significance to the guest where we get tonight. Guess we'll get tonight. I always consider him for be a senior brother. Apart from interviews that we conduct, very affable gentleman, and a man we currently the campaign for the APC, a flag bearer, but that's not something else. I mean, just want to say how familiar I am with the guest and how much the guest is a friend of this platform that anytime we call on him, he's ready. He's none other but Dr. Richard Conte, known more like the Unifier. And Dr. Conte, I want to welcome you after a long while. It's good to see you. You look well. Hi, Doc. Can you hear me? Okay, Dr. Conte is frozen there. So, Dr. Conte, if you hear me, you are frozen. So you need for leave and come back. Okay, or let me kick you out and then you come back. Yep. Okay, so now you read the introduction right there. We talk to Dr. Richard Conte, APC flag bearer for 2028. And we guest for tonight. Unfortunately, me and me talking in the background, but as soon as we come live in video, kind of freeze. So we ask him for leave or exit him with the hope say we'll come back. We get many significant things then for talk about tonight. Boku fine thing then. But this interview, it goes center on the appointment of the Electoral Commissioner, Edmond Alpha. I might be making mistake here tonight with the name. I always get names then conflicted. So my apologies in advance. Sometimes I call Edmond Alpha, Edmond Abu, and a different guy altogether. But I will try for keep it straight and keep them 100. So like I say, this is not the TNN TV Media Empire. This is not the podcast who we bring to now tonight. And we got Dr. Richard Conte as a guest. So while we wait for Dr. Richard Conte, let's just run the loop again, hopefully on 30 seconds time. 2 will give us like a minute, okay? Let's see whether we can run this loop. Shall we? Okay, I think he's back. Okay, Doc is back. Dr. Conte is back. Yeah. Hi, Doc. You suddenly your video froze and will not be in the area at all. You're not being able to respond, but I think you're back.
Yes, I'm back. I think they overload the Starlink, so I don't go off there. I don't connect somewhere else.
Okay. I've been just to tell Fambulem, here in the introduction. Obviously, a 2028 aspirant, and one center this conversation on the appointment of the electoral commissioner, a man will potentially go get for declare the name. Who knows? It might be you, but for now, there's a controversy surrounding the appointment, which I want to get to in a minute. But before we go into that, I'm really happy to see you. You look well. It's been a while. I just want to ask how far and how you campaign they do.
Well, the campaign, they do fine. We will continue for trust in God. We will continue for reach out. You say, may office be noisy at the start of this interview. I just complete a meeting with a key sector of the potential delegates to the next convention. So we are continuing. We are happy. We are trusting God that everything will go fine.
Thank you so much. And this leads me to my opener in reality, which is about the appointment of Electoral Commissioner Edmond Sylvester Alpha. Obviously, you above all people, person go know say there's a constitutional amendment bill. We been there na parliament or we did na parliament anyway. No, to we been there, and that bill they way there before parliament. Again, for do with electoral reforms, there's a lot of things will take place after the 2023 elections, which you are very, very familiar with because we don't talk about these things, previously. Pending parliamentary scrutiny, get for do with the appointment of an electoral commissioner and commissioners of this commission. Unfortunately, it appears as if the president, jumpstart the whole process and then appoint or recommend the Electoral Commission, subsequently go to Parliament and pass. But before then, I won't forget let you tell Fambulem, how you see this process based on which I don't describe, where I believe, say, you're familiar with a building a Parliament, okay, for scrutinize them, pending the president move the appointment of an electoral commissioner, and then nothing of this thing is being done. Parliament not review the bill, and the president go ahead and make this appointment or this recommendation. How you see this entire exercise, Dr. Conte?
Yeah, thank you very much, Prince. I think now an unfortunate knee-jerk reaction on the part of the president, on the part of the president. I don't think they act in good faith, and the action where he take, I believe, he go against the spirit of the Agreement for National Unity and the spirit of the tripartite agreement, where we all be agree say the recommendations for be actionable and for be implementable. But make I just provide some context to everything. One of the recommendations, now the tripartite report, now that we for revisit the process where they follow for appoint the members of the Electoral Commission, including the chairman of the Electoral Commission. And the reason why we make that recommendation, where we unanimously agree to, now because we know say the Electoral Commission now like referees in a football match. They're supposed to be above board. They're supposed to be neutral. They're supposed to be objective. Sadly, this not seem to be the spirit where don't they happen with the appointment of the current electoral commissioners. According to the relevant sections of the Constitution in the past, now the president, they appoint the electoral commissioner after consultations with registered political parties. Consultations under the time of Ernest Bai Koroma mean that they invite all the political parties into one room, they all sit down, they present the names, they discuss, they agree on one name, the president go ahead and appoint. However, with this government, with this president, he not believe in that. If for all the commissioners the way they appoint, it's just they appoint and not they do any consultation. And this time, we decide for right, let people can get their opinion, and regardless of the opinion of the only other party we deal with within the parliament with the SLPP, they go ahead and make the appointment. And this is where the problem is. By taking a bill to parliament, the government be they acknowledge, say yes, the tripartite committee recommendation was right. There is a problem with this law. So therefore, let we change it. And so then go ahead and write a bill. Well, of course, in the bill, the first catch where we pick up, where they begin show say they know they act in good faith, now that instead of them follow the same procedure for appoint the chairman of the PPRC, where they appoint the electoral commissioner, then change. In the case of the PPRC, the committee, the search and nomination committee, will for recommend to the president some names for the position. Now the institutions where they on the committee now that they nominate their own person. But when it comes to the chairman of the electoral commission, the president decides say now they go to the lawyer society, to the lawyer that at the country, he go pick one person. He go to the pastor imam there, he go pick person. The woman there, he pick person. He go to this group, he pick person. He said, well, that people there don't pick so. Una can recommend to me. It defeats the spirit and the purpose, the intent of the amendment. So that is the first thing that we will pick up. Then we raise concerns, say that is not what we recommend. So but they come with this bill thinking that because they get a number of provisions what we find with, then put inside these obnoxious provisions so that when we end up for accept those obnoxious provisions, then they will not succeed for get away. But we say no. Just because the bill gets some good parts, don't mean we will also accept the bad parts. And for make that bill pass in Parliament, they will need 2/3 majority of the members of Parliament, not to 2/3 majority of the members in Parliament. Meaning, now 2/3 of the total number of members of Parliament, which is the 135 plus the 14 paramount chiefs within our Parliament, and then they constitute the total number of members of Parliament. So 2/3 of that now you need. So even if we two breakaway MPs then vote with them, the SLPP will still need at least two members of the APC for jump ship and join them before they pass. When they say the APC don't put up a very strong opposition to the bill because of those obnoxious provisions, and then still determined for get them way and appoint whether they want for appoint, then go ahead for go back to waiting the bill say they don't want. Meanwhile, this bill don't go through first reading, so it's already in Parliament since January. They don't go through first reading. They don't gazette them first time and the second time. So which means the legislative process already there underway. Why therefore truncate them in the name of following using your powers as president, as provided for in a law which self does say if a change? It clearly shows say they're not honest. The other thing now that the law say every electoral commissioner, including the chief electoral commissioner, for serve a maximum of 2 terms of 5 years each. Every commissioner, 2 terms of 5 years each. Edmond Alpha, they don't appoint him in 2018 or thereabout as electoral commissioner. That was his first appointment. In 2023, they gave him a second appointment as electoral commissioner. This appointment will now be the 3rd time where then they appoint Edmond Alpha as electoral commissioner. That, in the view of the APC, is unconstitutional because the president don't get the right for appoint person beyond 2 terms.
Is that applicable to every? Is that applicable to every commissioner? Because you get the
every commissioner. First of all, commissioners before you become chief electoral commissioner, they're all commissioners are the same conditions for appointed. Now, just the requirements, the qualifications, and they vary, but they are all commissioners. Okay, and the
if you say Edmond, or the requirement by law say a 2-term, that means 10-year period. He's not served a 10-year period yet, has he?
No. But if they can't get a 5 years term now, then it will exceed 10 years.
Okay, see your point.
And what did they get now a full term? They're not getting part term. And they appoint somebody as a commissioner, you get a half term, now full term. Just like when they appoint you as member of a board, and for 3 years, except where the act prescribes otherwise. So by making the appointments, they don't already lay the foundation for break the constitution. which is wrong. So we dey go to court for challenge the legality of that appointment. We dey also say Edmond is about 63, 64 years. We understand, say, he born 1964. If he born 1964, it means he already the.
He's 61.
Huh?
61.
He's 61 years old?
Correct, sir.
Okay.
Based on the timeline of his birth, according to you, 1964 to now will put him at 61. Or at most 62.
No, I would not even know when he born. Okay. If you're 64, now 61. If now 63, now 62. But either way, if they give him 5 years, he could not exceed 65 by the time where he will go out of office as commissioner. He could not exceed 65 by the time he will go out of office as commissioner. The lights don't go, but they continue.
Yes, so, I won't say that, but I'll not be one jump the gun.
Yeah, the lights don't go.
Okay, would they hear you anyway if you're willing for go ahead with
the start the generator. So now this, we they say the president don't go beyond in powers as president, because if he go ahead and appoint somebody where now a third term, he don't get as commissioner, he don't go against the spirit of the constitution and the letter of the constitution. And also if you appoint somebody where by the time he finish in term, he go down 65 or 66, then again he go down breach. And there's a precedent. When President Momo, the one for appoint Max Baylor as electoral commissioner, at that time, Max Baylor was already 62 years. So because they know say they give 5 years, it could not exceed 65, they begin for withdraw. I understand, say they begin for withdraw the appointment and appoint somebody else. So that is the spirit. So we feel say this is wrong. That besides, that is the legal aspect. The party also gets issues with the person. You go recall, say, in the tripartite recommendations, we begin to say they call the divergent views of the APC. SLP itself get divergent views. And in your divergent report, we state and clearly say because it was internationally acknowledged that the elections were flawed, and that now their commissioners say that they bear greatest responsibility for the flaws will take place in those elections. We say therefore go for bring back integrity to the electoral process, for give back credibility to democracy in Sierra Leone. We not mince with words. We say all those will be our greatest responsibility will include the commissioners and even some directors, therefore go. And therefore do
Dr. Conte.
Review.
Yeah, Dr. Conte. You did way ahead of me. It's like all my questions, then you foresaw them and already.
But that's what I always say. But our information say whether they answer any question, I want to make the public that gets the full picture so it will be clear to them.
Absolutely. So this make me again for roll back forward. Back.
No worry. You can always come back and ask. So because of this, we say this post here, we be don't say that they caused the problem in 2023. So many they come out. We also say this particular person, it don't oversee an election in Ward 155 in Kwanedugu district in 2021, where he personally supervised a process where the where one officer, Damba, tamper with the election results and change the score from 49 to 149. We catch him at the tally center na Kwanedugu. Edmond kick him out of the room. Because of the confusion we've been there, Edmond refer the process to Freetown. But when we come to Freetown, Edmond go ahead and restore the wrong figure of 149, where it no say not be correct, and you go ahead and appoint and declare the wrong person for being the winner of that ward election.
So, Dr. Conte, I go pause you there because I get many questions for ask around this, and I'm happy that you did do all of these clarifications for set the record straight. This appointment or the appointee Edmond Alpha is said to be on the record for repeat. It say waiting be happen in 2023. Now, it most likely or likely get for happen in 2028. Will you confirm that? Is this something you are aware of?
Yeah, talk about the video did to the effect.
Okay. Then, therefore, because it seems like now twofold, the way me see them. So you get pre-appointment or confirmation, if you like, and then confirmation. So at the time when the president begin for tout the name Edmond Alpha as EC, the electoral commissioner, what did your party, what did your party do, sir? At least for stop that process day.
We write and object to the appointment, to the nomination, and give you reasons why enough of proceed with the nomination.
But why is it that it seems like your party, they not get strategy, they get tactic, like always short term, and in not a good way, because this is not the first time. And if we listen to all what you say earlier, there's been many, many violations on the part of the other side to this political conversation. What you make una think say this time around it will be different? Or una get any fit that this time around it will be different?
No. This time we resist them.
Okay.
And we will use all legitimate means at disposal for resistance.
Okay, I was going to come to that towards the end, and I'm glad the way you don't bring down they come up. But whilst down they don't come up, can I just bring one or two issues in reverse, constitutionally speaking? Because what would they talk about here now? Procedural legitimacy, we seem to be lacking. The Constitution is clear. Section 32 of the 1991 Constitution, it requires consultation, which you explain in detail, with all registered political parties before appointing an electoral commissioner. The difference here, Dr. Conte, is I don't know whether you agree that the president consulted or whether na informed. I don't know which one of them, but according to other political parties, because you know to the only political party, your party is not the only political party, the president did carry out an exercise, and 12 of those other political parties gave a consent. The point is, yes, in your assessment, did this process leading to the appointment of Edmond Sylvester, whether it meet the constitutional threshold of genuine, I repeat the word, consultation, or was it merely a procedural formality which was presented by the president or his team as compliance?
I think I don't address this issue earlier.
Yes, I've been telling you to go back and forth.
Constitution where it refer to, where it rely upon, the provision where they rely upon, now a provision where it don't trigger a process for amend. And that bill already in a parliament, it don't go through first reading. And that bill, it don't also gazette them twice. So which means you cannot go back to it if you are really acting in good faith. And we also get a tripartite agreement where both parties don't agree, say they will act on them and they will implement them. And Section 40 of the National Constitution of 1991 provide that every agreement where the government enter into with another party, that agreement will be taken to Parliament for ratification. Over and beyond that, the expectation, the law of international treaties, agreements that as long as you don't append your signature to an agreement, you are morally bound by its provisions if you are acting in good faith. Except if you are not acting in good faith. So we are saying if this president, this government, they act in good faith, then they're not supposed to do what they do so. Therefore, allow the process for go on to a conclusion. Or if they are, and then use the new methodology for then go on for appoint a substantive electoral commissioner. And that process can happen in a short while. We still get 2.5 years to the next elections, more than 2.5 years to the next elections. So that is long enough time, because the next elections will take place in November 2028, based upon the recommendation where they don't take on a parliament. If that may pass, now November 2028 will get elected.
Okay.
Years to go. So they can take the next 6 months for appoint pass this thing through parliament, do the advertisement, do the shortlisting, they appoint a commissioner, and then get 2 years for do. In any case, Edmond was acting. So it is not like there was a void. Edmond was acting and we were fine with it. What we believe, say, when we go through this process, what we believe, say, we go on speedily, then we go now elect a substantive commissioner. We go take you to the next elections. Because we want to go into an election with credible, an election where we get confidence in the process, an election we will produce for we, the leader we want, the way the country wants, the leader where the country deserves, the leader where the people have voted for.
Yeah.
But they decide to truncate the process, and in their usual way, they want to see how they can use the law to achieve an outcome we can only undermine democracy and good governance alone.
Absolutely. And many people have been silent or arrested, for just trying to exercise their constitutional duty by voicing out, some opinion on the process which appear to be fraudulent, if you will like, or in bad faith. Dr. Conte, we already say or agree or no say 12 other parties then go along with the president in notification or consultation in inverted commas. My question to you directly, sir, if a major party, I think that's 16 of una, but if a major party in that lot, it publicly reject this particular process regarding this appointed and finally confirmed electoral commissioner, let's say the APC publicly reject the process, does that automatically raise the constitutional red flag about inclusivity and legitimacy?
This is about democracy, eh? All of these 12 parties where they say endorse the process, not get a single councillor. They not get a single council ready to control.
So hang on, what difference does that make? But they are still a political party or opposition party, correct, sir?
No. They talk about waiting.
Okay.
They are all political parties, yes. But you know why at the UN they get veto powers? They are all countries, but they still get 5 countries with get veto powers.
Yeah, but the bureaucracy in the UN, that's what it calls for.
What's it?
Now the bureaucracy inside the UN, that's what it calls for, that you get a Security Council,
exactly.
You get 5 permanent members. That's
an acknowledgement that countries are not necessarily the same. So in a similar, if you have to be realistic, you will also know, say, whilst we respect the plurality in the democratic system, but the weight not be the same. And besides, this now APC go into a tripartite agreement with the government, not with the other parties. Now APC. And now APC, they reach an agreement with, for say, we will follow this process going forward. So therefore, the weight of APC in addressing the issue is greater than the other parties. The stake will not be the same. Because now we they sign agreements with. Kind of for the implementation, you discard we and put we among the lot. Then why they not be asked all the other parties for also go to the tripartite committee for go represent their interests? Why they do only APC? So because now APC, now we champion the objections, because now APC, now we feel cheated by the outcome of the results. So therefore, if we try to find ways for ensure, say, this not happen in future, then the voice of the APC is supposed to sound louder than the others.
Okay. All right, Doc. It don't be, and actions will be taken, just like you say, and this time you guys are not going to have it. But whilst we wait for still more action, strong actions on the ground, can I just ask you this about what mechanisms you believe say get for exist or need for exist for verify that constitutional consultation can not only be claimed but actually conducted in good faith? You see, we're not the too heavy political party them, but una seem forget faults of una own, excluded the others the last time. So how you think una can inject into this system a sort of consultation process which can be actually conducted in good faith, sir?
Yeah, I think I don't tell you the precedent under President Kaba, under President Kuruma.
I'm talking about it now. What can you inject into it here? The precedent we know, but it's still
No.
happened
We
because it's been violated.
we get a draft bill. We get a draft bill, and the procedure where the draft bill, like, that's a best practice. Then they obtain Kenya, the President of South Africa, and other countries. There will be a search and nomination committee. This could just take political parties out of the process, and where we'll get professionals for run the electoral commission, technocrats for run electoral commission. And we believe, say, when you take politics out of the process for recruit the electoral commission, it will help for bring credibility into the process. For as long as you use politics for appoint electoral commissioner, you do compromise the neutrality of the commissioners in the process, the objectivity in the process. And I know the concern with the raise now.
Yeah. Again, most of these questions, you don't answer them, but they answer them in a different way. So therefore, continue to pose the questions again, in a different way for obtain different answers, even though they actually mean the same because we speak to a larger audience. But like the absence of the APC party in parliament, when the appointment or confirmation being go ahead, the most significant party, if I can just borrow terms from you, be absent. That in itself left a big gap, right? Does it validate the process or does it bring the process into question?
In order to invalidate the process, but it question the integrity of the process, it question the inclusivity of the process, it shows say there is a problem. And that problem needs to be challenged, to be addressed if we get for a sure say we nurture and entrench democracy inside Sierra Leone.
Okay. At this particular moment, Dr. Conte, what do you think say the entire actions that when they unveil so around this process and many others, by the way, which brings democracy into question now, a country, nascent democracy, if I can mention, about the health of with parliament or parliamentary democracy, the strength, its vulnerabilities, and the susceptibility to majority dominance?
No, this just shows it lay the bedrock for another attempt for stifle of the opposition. Already, we get institutional Sierra Leone where we get total state capture. The governments don't capture the military, they don't capture the police, they don't capture the ONS, they don't capture all institutions, PPRC, you name them. Even the judiciary, even the parliament, they all don't compromise. We all know the process where they've been taken for deprive the APC of their right for produce a speaker when they became majority in the parliament. You see how they use the judiciary against the APC for achieve that unfortunate outcome in the parliament. So these are all steps for ensure say they kill democracy in Sierra Leone, they shrink democratic space. And now, what they do, that they weaponize these institutions against the opposition. No more freedom of speech. Anything will happen, they arrest, they lock up, they charge to court, refuse bail, and all those types of things. These types of action not they help for sustained democracy in any country. Rather, it undermine democracy and it's not good for Sierra Leone.
And this is very true by many accounts, many reports. So in fact, this is a dilemma, and here lies the question, Doc. Because I want to move on, here to the APC, the boycott, the impact, and the weight on the democratic consequence. The idea that you're not part of the process now is still having halted government from doing what they want to do or what they are doing, if you understand what I mean. So your absence, can you explain the impacts this absence, here in the process?
No, with presence not for change anything. Because for approve a nominee, you just need simple majority. And then get simple majority. So with presence not parliament not for change anything. Therefore, still
away from the appointment, they talk about the general absence, because that's what you are threatening to boycott if you haven't done it already, to boycott government. So you're avoiding the process and using that as a counterweight for firm measures so that governments could make concessions or try for back off from this draconian approach to democracy.
Yeah, I mean, one for make the world know say all is not well in Sierra Leone. One for make the world know say democracy is under threat in Sierra Leone. One for make the world know say we're not happy with the way they go about for appoint the chief electoral commissioner, when I get for superintend the whole electoral process, where they go a long way for determine the rights of people for choose the leader of their choice. It will go a long way for show say this government is try for stifle dissent, and any ways where they can use for suppress the opposition from when they stifle dissent, they will try for use them. And we are saying they're not going to use we as a rubber stamp opposition. Keep winning parliaments and go and just bulldoze and do away with things, so that they will come like anytime and say APC was part of the decision. No. With 11 now, make them do it by their own. If that's what they want from you, let's see how it will go. We don't take with first progressive step. We don't withdraw. We elected officials, and we say we not cooperate with them again until they meet with demands. We don't decide for take the next step, where for go to court, for go challenge the legality of that appointment. We go look at other options. All cards are on the table at the moment.
So two-part question on that before I move forward is, there was some point that you never had faith in the courts. And the idea that these institutions has been weaponized against the opposition, particularly you, because you provide, the countermeasure for pose a viable threat to the leadership right now in the country. You never had faith in the court system, never took them to court during after the 2023 elections. Whose kind of faith will you get now that the reprieve where you look for, you go get them in a court that's been weaponized against you?
Well, that is all we have, and we get for try them. When people like get a saying, they say case not the rotty. So we try the courts again, and we hope and pray, say we will get judges where go show integrity, we go stand for waiting right, and we go do waiting right.
But Doc, we do know the kind of judges that they get there already. So it's not like we don't know these judges, and they're highly influenced politically by the current government. Do you expect a different outcome? You want plant cuckoo and get casada?
No. Me not give up yet on this judiciary, because under this judiciary, I don't win all against them. What they bring against me, I win all. So I still want for believe, say there could still be judges we go stand for waiting right and go do waiting right. So I'm not going to give up on them.
Yes. On that basis, and another basis again, why we excuse you on this particular issue is you are not one of the proponents. You're calling for a boycott of the judiciary during the last Wahala. I think you were a proponent for using the judicial system for
precisely. In fact, now me before be the person way for go sign the affidavit. Now, me before going to court for the party, for go say we not agree. And I've been convinced, say, we been get enough case for sure, say, SLPP not win that election day. I was convinced.
Yeah. I think we talked a few times about such and such. So that's why I know you were a proponent for using the judicial system for make representation on a very serious matter of historical proportion. Dr. Conte, another thing again before I go forward is obviously plans to boycott or already boycotting government. The party happened for Duam the last time, but in all last, because we know few things on the outside, but you know only on the inside know exactly what thing happened. There is a rebellion, be about for happening, people are not being patient and what have you, and forget about the real cause. You get faith this time, say it will be different. Are you guys going to stay the cause? And I think say that are the headlines for we interview. In fact, that APC threatens boycott. Will the boycott last, or will SLPP just call it bluff, as they did the last time? Una go last?
Based upon what me don't observe in the meetings where I attend, including the meeting yesterday and today, I'm quite convinced that this time we are resolved and we are determined as a political party for resist.
So in that absence, they doesn't weaken the APC's leverage. Do you think it will weaken them or it will strengthen them? As they talk about the absence of the party in government.
No, we believe say the position we don't take will strengthen the party, and we believe say if we get a positive outcome, it will help for ensure say we come back to power in 2028.
So therefore, there's a political and moral capital, if you like, that the party will gain from such an action.
We're a political party, yes.
So, how does a boycott reshape public perception of the legitimacy of the appointment and the broader electoral process?
It draw attention to the issue. And I believe, say, because of this action where we don't take, plenty people will not be know of the issues that they know about now. And we as APCs, they also take every opportunity at our disposal for voice out with opinions. That make, for example, I did with you today. We use this platform for make the world know what did happen in our country, but people then know say all is not well, and it could be helpful if people there intervene for trying to put sense into this government and do the right thing.
Yeah, and I seem for the going circle with you, but to me, and I believe say the viewers go like this as well, because it amplify clarity, and every little question I pose will appear like say you don't answer, and previously there is a caveat around the new answer we at the seek. So therefore, I ask you this again: do you believe, or whether you believe say the boycott will strengthen the democratic accountability by how do I put it? The question here is whether una believe say this boycott way una the lead go strengthen democratic accountability, because it appear like say una they expose some procedural flaws inside the system, or una think say it go risk creating a vacuum where the ruling party go able for exploit, because they've done this before. Like I say, that's why I'm asking these questions in different ways.
Unfortunately for them, the most serious issue we're pending now is the constitutional review process, for which they need 2/3 majority of members of parliament. They not get them.
But they always seem to find them somewhere, by some chiefs or somehow.
Unfortunately for them, Napia, we don't. If I tell where we did on the first past the post, then go say then they kick out with MPs after 30 sittings, where they're absent, they will kick them out, and then they replace them, they go for by-election, or they replace them, they go to 2021, they replace them with SLPP MPs.
Mm-hmm.
Then before say they go out, before the first past the post. But unfortunately for them, this one na PR. And because na PR na the party, so they cannot create another party called SLPP APC. It's either APC or APC. So, and if APC don't decide as a party, say they're not going to cooperate. So no APC council or no will go to council. No APC MP no go to parliament. So they cannot beat around it. And the party
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You beat me to it again, because that will be my next question regarding APC politicians, then most particularly MPs, we go decide not to go along with what the party ask them for do, whether there are guidelines or guide rails for prohibit some such action in which the leading party or the ruling party will protect them. But let me go into the credibility, neutrality, and public trust in Edmond Sylvester, the new electoral commissioner boss. Because we don't say public trust in the electoral body now the backbone of any democracy or the legitimacy of any democracy. So there's a question here why I want to raise regarding the specific qualities or track record if an electoral commissioner or the EC, in this case Edmond Alpha, whether it possess the able for command national confidence, especially with this issue controversy surrounding in appointment.
No.
Why no?
Inspire confidence because of antecedents, because of a track record, because of the way you don't perform in previous elections. And I don't mention for you the by-election constituency 155 in Koyadugu district, the by-election, if I recent by-election where he kick out observers in performance as a team in the 2023 elections, in pronouncements, both during and after the elections, including pronouncements to the effect that he said nothing not going for change. So it means that the tell say there could be a repeat of 2023. God forbid, the APC cannot accept it. And so, I will not feel say in the right person. And I believe say SLPP gets so many other options. Before they appoint Christian Atop as Chief Electoral Commissioner in the run to 2007 elections, President Kababi intended to appoint a certain Ahmed Aka Ahmed as Chief Electoral Commissioner. But when the opposition opposed and they gave valid reasons why they're not for appoint him, the president withdrew the appointment and put forward the name of Christian Atop, and everybody accepted him. And then he go ahead now and appoint Ahmed Aka Ahmed as Chief Director at the Ministry of Trade and Industry. And I've been happened for work with him for 2 years as Minister of Trade and Industry. So it put us somewhere else. So we did say, Madabio, if you love Edmond so much, you get so much confidence in him, reassign him. You can appoint a minister, you can send as ambassador, or you can take her for go ahead any parastatal. I think say get a whole. Let me friend. Just so I make it clear. Let me friend. We all go Jala together. He's extremely intelligent. We all lecture Jala together. Extremely intelligent, extremely eloquent, and I believe say there are so many other areas where he will perform. Sadly, I don't know whether now over loyalty to establishment make it behave the way it behave and make the utterances the way it make. But I think say it's really unfortunate because for some of these things I was shocked because the Edmond will be Sabi from college, not to the Edmond that. But this is what we have now. It don't be a changed person, and I don't think say he get the right temperament. I don't think say he get the right persona. I don't think say he get the right spirit for able to inspire confidence in the Electoral Commission under leadership.
Yes, Doc. Just quickly on the same thing about Edmond and the Parliament. Would you describe the Parliament as a rubber stamp Parliament? Because knowing all waiting, you don't say so, and it then at the public domain, it's not even hidden about this candidate. I mean, this appointment, and still he went to Parliament and for a serious job as this one, then still confirm them. Do you think Parliament impartial, rubber stamp?
Yeah, no, I think I agree with your characterization. A rubber stamp Parliament.
Thank you so much, sir. Doc, in a polarized political climate, can any appointment be made, or when an appointment is made without broad consensus? In this case, the Edmond Alpha thing, or appointment where we get, can we or can anybody fend any appointment that will be considered neutral? Because like every time such appointments, come up, either from APC or from SLPP, there's a controversy, but some are more extreme than the other. Would you think that we ever find something way sort of neutral? Is there any mechanism?
Oh yes. Christian Atop, for example. Christian Atop, all the parties come together and they all accept her. President Bio was not a member of the SLPP executive at that time. So not be there in the room. I think that either John Benjamin or Sumano Kapen be there in the room with Prince Hardy or JJ Blood, or they be in the room. And they all sit down, they all consult, they all agree, and they appoint. Understand? The same is true for the successor for Christian Atop, Umfa Ali. They all came into the room, they consult, they agree, they appoint. So that I think that make the one the way writes the Constitution. That make them talk about consultation. We include dialogue. We include direct engagement. I believe, say, the opposition already ask for too much. If they say, Padu, before you appoint, let we sit down, come up with these names, let we engage under the old system, let we discuss and agree on something. But that system would not say, all good, let we change that. So this new system allow them also for running course. And let we see which type of electoral commission this new system will produce for we. I would believe, say, it will produce a commissioner where a technocrat, a commissioner will go be broadly accepted, and a commissioner will go help for inspire confidence in the democracy as a country.
So all this spell bad, Doc, because like you say, personally, the man is a friend of yours, but of course, country before, this personal friendship and relationship, which I believe is in the track record down there. But what is the fear about this man? Is it about the process itself that it appears like say they not truly follow how the process for unfold, beginning with the president, where appear for be like in bad faith? Or is there this deep suspicion because all institutions of state has been weaponized and it's a program leading to the next elections? Is there some kind of a fear of this kind, this nature?
All of the above. All of the above. We get issues with the process. We don't feel, say, consultative enough. And we get issues also with the individual where they nominate in terms of whether, in fact, he's still qualified for being chief electoral commissioner. We say they don't already appoint him twice, and it don't go through parliament twice. So by this appointment, it don't go through parliament 3 times for appointment as a commissioner. And by law, it will only be a maximum of 2 times. And of course, we get issues with pronouncements, with in performance on the job. We bring it to question in capacity for inspire confidence, or say he go able to superintend a free, fair, transparent, and credible electoral process. We not believe in that.
Now these are some of the things them are they suppose, or the general public will suppose say evidence we don't collate and put together for bring against this appointment. Una lawyers,
yes,
I suppose.
Yes.
Thanks, Doc. Let me go on to the political atmosphere and democratic stability. Like I say again, Fambulem, would they talk to Dr. Richard Conte, a 2028 aspirant, and because obviously the man is an aspirant, therefore make sure say that the processes and procedures are followed to the letter. So I believe say they be in this thing, tranga one for make sure say it goes right, so that there's an open space for everyone. So even though we have an idea and some of the conversation we don't get here this net, Doc, you don't make it clear as to what things look like, but still we ask, if you can look the camera or tell with people how you go able to describe the current political atmosphere surround this appointment. Is it calm? Is it tense? Is it dangerously polarized the nation again once more? Because this don't happen, here so many times. What are the implications for the electoral cycle, 2026 upwards to 2028, sir?
A toxic and a dangerously polarized. And we believe, say, it not will tell well for the future of the democracy in this country, and it not will tell well for the 2028 elections. We believe, say, this government, they consistently demonstrate, say, they're not ready for go through a free, fair, transparent, and credible process. Because when that happens, they don't say they don't get the numbers for make them win. So they will always have to resort to some dubious means for make them achieve the victory where they want. And that is what the APC said this time will not agree. But it's very, very dicey. It's very, very shaky. It's very, very worrisome. And I believe that something needs to be done for try for Civic. Because if you go back to the Peace and Reconciliation Commission that we set up and the recommendations therefrom, when they do the analysis of the root causes of the war, you see some of the things where they happen now. Now they will say that some of the root causes of the war, and they recommend for say we for try forget an inclusive government, for try forget a governance architecture where the voices of the people will be heard, where dissent will also be heard, where freedom of speech will be respected, and where the everyday concerns of the people are also addressed. That this they recommend, and clearly this is not what is happening. What is happening? They are at variance with us, and that is very concerning.
Doc, give and take now the country, it's almost like a tradition that appointments are politically linked. It's just difficult, and I'm not saying that they happen, but it's just difficult for you find a neutral appointment. Sometimes, you come close to being neutral based on merit, how fit you are for the job. But then again, tradition says every time some appointments, are made, people are kind of connected to the system somehow, one way or the other. So I want to ask you, in this kind of scenario, I'm not thinking you will disagree with me anyway, but if you do, what risk emerge when institutions of the state, electoral institutions for this matter, because that's what we're talking about largely, and people can look rightly or wrongly as aligned with the ruling party, what risk with the inside and kind of thought process there? Because a large sector of the population, they do hold this kind of thoughts, sir, I believe.
Prince, that precisely because of that, make the tripartite committee recommend a search and nominating committee. Because for as long as now the president, they do in search, they do in shortlist, naturally, that from a party, it will go. But when it becomes an open process and we get people representing institutions coming together for superintend that process, we believe, say, it enhance the possibility for make them get somebody where not going to be overtly partisan. And, we know, say, even the chief electoral commissioner get for vote. We know that he get for vote, so which means it must get his sympathies for one political party or the other. But that is not for right on their forehead. If you bullet it on forehead, like big challenge.
Yeah. So, Doc, when institutions, of the state become a contested issue inside we democratic process, how can the country try for prevent the erosion of democratic norms when institutions of the state become compromised?
Well, when that happens, it's really a difficult game. But clearly, recommendations like this one for the appointment of the PRC chairman, the commissioner to the Electoral Commission, they help. You see, one thing where we be try for do in the tripartite committee work. Now for rise above with party interests and try for look at waiting good for the country as a whole. And we try for say how we go get a legislation we go ensure say we limit the use of discretion. We limit the use of ambiguous statements in the Constitution. We go be open to multiple interpretations. Because when you have those types of things in the Constitution, then if you get a bad person, he can use them. They say, "I not break any law." And so that is why we try for be very prescriptive in we recommendations to tripartite committee for try for ensure we block all of this, and we try for draw lessons from other democracies like Kenya. We're far advanced than we in terms of this. And luckily, we get a seasoned lawyer from Kenya. We've been come for help we as a legal advisor in this process. Even in terms of the drafting of the language what we use in the report, we'll be get for rely a lot on that person's technical expertise.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking to none other but Dr. Richard Conte, 2028 presidential aspirant. But first of all, before the presidential elections, he will have to go through the rubrics of his own party by capturing the flag bearership, which will formally send him to contest for the presidential elections. And today is Thursday, the 12th of March, 2026. And we're talking about issues which are germane to the progression or progressiveness of we country. So we want to move on. When they come towards the end of the program, Doc, and I just get two more things then for sort out with you, put forward to you for answer. And in this regard, we don't see, I want to talk about civic freedoms, dissent, and the treatment of women's voices. Recently, or just a day or two ago, we celebrate International Women's Day, which is a day for loud women, them, respect women, them, not only the day itself, but throughout. And this government is been saying that they are championing the cause of women, the voices of dissent, and people can't exercise their democratically given constitutional right, the right to assemble, the right to free speech, the right to criticizing your government. Because whenever people are not try that way, the government not like, then obviously we see what's happening. And I think say Dr. Conte addressed that at the top of this program. But just for go forward, Doc, we don't see civil society groups, then we don't raise concerns about the shrinking of the civic space where we're supposed to perform with civic duties. That space they continue for shrink. And the intimidation of dissenting voices. I want to let you tell we do how these trends they affect the credibility of any electoral process.
No, I mean, not only the electoral process. It even affect the way of life of people. If you're not free any longer for express your opinion on an issue, then they can't hold you. They will lock you up, they will refuse you bail for nothing. I mean, when you challenge them on an issue, they should lock you up. I'll give you the example in 2019. Just because very vocal in by-elections, and I will take on this government in terms of the bad conduct in elections in this country. They say they want to silence me. Then grab one day, they arrest me, lock me up for 5 days. They say I thief $11 million, seize me passport, freeze me bank account, prevent me from traveling out of the country at will.
The time we then say, I think you go one of the Asian countries there and they give you the 11 million at drop.
Yes, Japan. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, they say that I go to Japan and they go load the money for me inside container. Yes, now I can't with them. I can't keep her under my bed. Then I pull long money and they do that one.
11 million.
$11 million. Can you imagine? They come subject me through this for 3 years. Only for Canada to report, say, oh no, Richard, we don't see the money. he did a Bank of Salon. I said, but tell me from day one. From the very day where una arrest me, I tell una say, this money, when they arrest me for, I not see with BI. Ministry of Finance, that they open an account, now Bank of Salon, who side the money go. Una not hold me for this money. Una ask Ministry of Finance, they send me for tell them the bank account. If you not tell them the bank account number, they detain me. That's a mina accountant. Besides, at the time in 2019, where they arrest me, I don't left government 5 years ago, in 2014. And when you left office, you know they go with your files. For sale and buy, you will get the file on a specific project where you go there for go begin check. And in any case, I'm not a signatory self to any account. I'm not a signatory to any account. These are the problem. You know, and you know, yeah. Prince, I want to state this. This government then get practices that where they undermine this country. We know they help for inspire confidence. You know, say recently the Americans had done slam the travel ban. You know, part of the reason why this happened? Now because
please tell us.
Now because this government, where then they select delegations, I get information today for say one institution, now this country, big institution, one of the arms of government, they been get a big meeting now America, where the head of the institution supposed to go with 22 members of this EU entity, now they forgo. Instead of he go with the 22 members of the entity for go, he pick 22 family there. He can go now America. They not even attend the conference where they say they go for. And some of them collect per diem. They buy for their ticket. They not even attend the conference. And they feel saying Alex alone will not get records. America, they know that they don't give his idea of the system. They know say the person don't go. They know where the person is supposed for return. They know what the person go for. They monitor them. That make where they go. They even give you address. Which how you get for stay. If it's not for nothing, they ask for that information. They not for nothing. No. If we reach now the border, the immigration, they ask
customs
you
and border.
Stay.
Yeah.
You go for nothing. They follow you. For go try for see if really what you say that's what they be. As for such a big delegation, any responsible government with the rate of terrorism around the world, then they follow up. So if you just count 22 people there, you go as they reach their scatter, they not even go for the conference where you say that they come for. I mean, if the American government, where they're serious, they decide for slam a travel ban on Sierra Leone, you go blame them for that? No. Now the actions of this government that they undermine, we are now the poor civilians and they suffer the brunt of that type of action. It's very bad.
Yeah. They get complacent and then they see me, then they hear me, but my screen dark. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm going to see you. I'm going to see you. I just listened and saw you want to.
Oh, no. You see, sometimes, you know, I wish you would not say this earlier. No, sir. There could be something wrong, you know. And that would be too bad.
No, for over 1 hour,
too bad. Yeah. Anyway, when I get my voice, so I'm glad you wanna see me. Wanna see me now, by the way?
And now we also don't go.
Well, me then at the screen. I they see me on screen, you know, now because I not get me backup screen and they do one from a different screen.
No, you just
so normally I
make
can see the backup screen.
Just to enlarge the screen. You don't push me on at the corner.
This is really bad. I don't like this.
I just see black.
I don't like. No. I pull you. Me then at the screen. You then at the background. So I hear you, and then they hear you as well. I mean, just to try something, but it doesn't seem to be working. Okay, let me bring Dr. Conte back. Remove him from stage, and then bring him back. Add to stage. Yeah, there he is. He's back on the stage. Let me remove. Be there. Any chance now say when they see me? Anyway, I need for end this program. Yeah.
Let me see you.
Yeah. I don't know what is wrong, but definitely let me see if I can do one last minute to time adjustment. My camera. I get front wide, too wide, maybe not that make it dark. Front camera. Okay.
I can see you now.
I've been getting on me wide angle, that's why. Yeah, okay. That's brilliant. At least at the end, I'm featured. Wonderful. Okay, Fambulema, sorry for that, segue from the real thing into something else, you're very trivial, but absolutely necessary way to try for keep a professionality. I observed this from the onset because normally, me and you, I can try for level up with you, but in this case, I was so distant, where you had a full screen. Thank you so much for those who brought this to my attention. I am sincerely grateful. Dr. Conte, will you come towards the end? And I believe we get roughly about 5 more minutes. If you can just address this quickly, sir. And recently,
I know they hear you. Hello?
Yeah, Doc, unfortunately, I think we'll get to end the program. For some reason, my browser and they read, I still, my screen don't go dark, and they talk to you, they me the camera, and then they come on. So we'll end up, yeah?
Okay, no problem.
It's so unfortunate. I'll get for bring you another day because we get 2 serious segments for finish. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, no problem.
All right, then. Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night, yeah.